here tonight. Thank you for your involvement in your government. Thank you for igniting what's occurring all over America today. And that is nothing short of a political rebellion occurring in America. Yeah! A political rebellion of real people, honest people, everyday people from every walk of life in every corner of our country. I've done a number of these events over the years. Over the last year, I've done a number of these events. And I've met all Tea Partiers, all of you, regular people who want your government back and want to make sure that the government that allowed you to grow up and to succeed is the same government and the same country that allows our kids and grandkids to grow up. And I've heard from Americans from one coast to the other about why they're upset. They're upset because their leaders in Washington aren't listening to them. When all of you showed up last July, August, September, at all those town hall meetings around the country to talk about health care, they described you as a grass tops organization. Oh, something organized by Republicans. We're not that good. And then there were the elections in November in New Jersey and Virginia. Oh, no, we just have bad candidates. And then we had Scott Brown get elected of all places in Massachusetts. And yet, they still didn't listen. When I was raised, my parents taught us that this is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But only if America's leaders are listening. And the leaders that are running Congress today and in the White House aren't listening to the American people. Just remember this. The bigger the government gets, the smaller the American people get. The more the government takes out of your pockets and out of your business is the less amount of money available to invest in your business, in your family, and your community. This is not the American way. And there can be no better example of the people in Washington not listening, not paying attention to our country, with the passage of this health care bill. I can tell you that my colleagues and I did everything we could, literally everything we could, to keep this bill from passing. And I can also tell you that I have never, in my political career, seen the legislative process tortured, twisted, bribed, paid for, bought off more than what happened to pass this health care bill. Never have I seen a bill in my political career that the American people knew about and had debated and decided no, and I saw the bill pass anyway. You cannot ignore the will of the American people.
Yeah! Right!
This bill is unconstitutional and needs to be repealed now. Do you think they read that bill?
No!
Do you think that those Medicare cuts aren't going to result in fewer services to our seniors? Hell yes, they are! I'll tell you this. Let me calm it down a little bit. I have never seen the Congress of the United States defy the will of the American people like they did with the passage of the health care bill. And the American people are angry, they're upset, but there's something new going on in America.
We are!
There's something new going on in America, and it's all of this anger and fear has turned into resolve. Resolve that we're going to change Washington.
Yeah, we
so
are.
Washington will listen to us. And before I was on the show, I was on my way to Ocala. I was in a car, and Budman was asking a question about whether we ought to have politicians here tonight. And so he took this caller, and this caller came in and said, well, you know, this Boehner guy, I think he's too slick. I don't think, you know, he's just another politician. Now, I don't know whether that man's here. I'm going to tell him something. All right, I'm going to tell you something. Hold on. All right, listen. I'm the regular guy with a big job. I have 11 brothers and sisters, and my dad owned a bar. I'm the last guy who ought to be here doing this job. But I, like all of you, were raised in America. In a country where you grew up and be anything you want to be and do anything that you want to do. I was able to start a small business when I was in college. When I was at night school at Xavier, scratching my way to get a degree. I was successful in my business, and along the way I got involved in my neighborhood homeowners association. And I ended up in the United States Congress. This too can happen to you. But I went to Washington to fight for a smaller, less costly, and more accountable government. There's no country in the world that creates opportunities for all of its citizens like our country does.
Right.
And our job, those of us elected, all of you here, our job is to make sure those opportunities are available for our kids and theirs.
Yes.
That's why I'm in Washington. That's why I'm going to continue to work with you, listen to you, and walk amongst you as we take back our country and to make sure those opportunities will be there forever and ever and ever. If we're fortunate enough to win the majority in November, and if I'm fortunate enough to be able to take the gavel away from Nancy Pelosi, differently than it was done under Republican leadership in the past. It's time to get serious about cutting spending. It's time to get serious about confronting the problems the American people send us there to solve. I've never seen, until 2 weeks ago, I've never seen a big change to our government done in a partisan vote. Our country sends us there to work together to solve the problems of our country together. And we need to do it together. And I can tell you this. A lot of lessons I've learned growing up, a lot of lessons I've learned through my career, but there's one lesson that all of you can understand that I understood a long time ago. And that is never, ever, ever give up. A lot of impossible times. But, you know, somehow I didn't give up. I worked my way through them, and I was successful as a result. And there's not one of you here who can't look over your own life, your own career, and realize that you had those tough moments, and you didn't give up either. I and my team in Washington will not give up on you, will not give up on the American dream, and we will do what we say we will do. I will promise you that tonight. Never, ever, ever give up on our country and the American dream. Thank you very much.